Okay, this is now my fourth time starting this podcast, and there's not going to be any like cool way to explain this or anything. So I guess I'm just gonna say it. I'm in a little bit of pain right now. My jaw is hurting, and yesterday morning, this is just what happened. I went to the grocery store, and I got back, and as usual, I try to do everything in one trip. So I put like the 9 or 10 bags on my arms, and instead of, dude, fucking idiot. For some reason, instead of just closing the door with like my foot, I used my face. I know. And the door was open, and I used my face. I pressed my face really hard into the door like it was gonna close it. And I drive a Jeep Cherokee, so any door is gonna be big and heavy, but I pushed my face into the door like really hard, and I felt this like crunch sound. I felt it. It just was like, I've never been punched in the face, but I imagine that's how it kind of feels. And I don't know. It's like, I know it's not dislocated because I can open it, but then I don't know. Can you have a dislocated jaw and be able to open it and like talk still? I don't know. I don't want to Google that stuff because it's just gonna make me paranoid. But it hurts. It is Friday evening, 7:00, and this happened yesterday morning. So did I say Saturday? Maybe I did. It's Friday, just to make sure. It's Friday evening, and this happened Thursday morning. So I'm coming up on like a day and a half, and I don't know. I'm hoping that I just really bruised it, and I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell if like one side is like off or not. I don't know. I shouldn't be doing this. But yeah, I've been taking Advil and trying not to talk. But we have a podcast. We have to do this. This is what we do. You're welcome. And also thank you for the thoughts and prayers. They did absolutely nothing. I'm still hurting, so fuck you.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. We love you so. Your human buddy Sam and his teddy friend. This is hello. The song's almost over. It's about to end. Let's start the show. Cancel the podcast.
Hey, you came back. Wow, thank you. Man, it's not so much. It is my jaw that hurts, but it's more like a constant headache, and I think it's from the jaw pain, if that makes sense. I think because I'm like trying to talk and stuff, it's just hurting everything. So it's more like a constant headache. And again, I don't want to be Googling this and have this be like, yeah, if you have jaw pain like this, like go get your jaw popped back into place. I don't know. I've been really careless lately. I just, like the other day, I was cleaning my toilet and I had Comet, and it's like Parmesan cheese. Like you have to like shake it because it's like all clumpy. And my bathroom I don't have a window in there or anything. There's like no ventilation. So I usually, when I clean, I keep the door open, obviously. And my bathroom is really small, so I kind of like put all the chemicals where I need them, and then I leave and I let them do their thing, and I come back. I usually wear a mask, and I'm usually careful, but I had the Comet, and I was putting it in the toilet, and it was all clumpy, and I was shaking it. And like I had my face like really close to my hand, and I like shook it and it puffed up, and I felt it go in my eye. Like, I immediately was like, oh shit. And I breathed it in, and you're not supposed to do that. So I looked at the directions or the instructions, and it was like, yeah, flush your eyes out with water for 15 minutes. And I didn't do that. Oh, and then bacon grease. I burned my wrist with bacon grease like 2 weeks ago. I cook bacon in the oven because I don't like to get grease all over the place, and then I find that the texture and the taste is just a little bit better for some reason. Anyway, I put the bacon in the oven. Oh god. I put the bacon in the oven and usually, if I cook it for, I know this is so interesting, by the way. This is just so fucking fascinating. I cook it like 13 to 15 minutes, and so after 13, I'll open it up and I'll check, and if it's good, I'll turn off the oven and I'll let it like finish popping and stuff for like 2 minutes, and then I take it out. But for whatever reason, a couple weeks ago, I just was like, oh, it's all done, and I just opened it and grabbed it, and it popped on my wrist, and it like startled me, and it burned. And of course, oh shit. So when I dropped the tray, the grease like sloshed off the pan, and even more got on like that same spot. So I put the tray down, and I was like, oh my god. And it hurt so bad. It was like, it felt like it was cold. And I've never like been burned before. So I put my hand under cold water, and it was like, it was really, really red, like this like line almost. And then, yeah, I put a little bandage on it, and then it started to get like, it didn't like bubble up, but you could tell like the difference between my wrists. And fucking goof. Just a goof. Why did you try to close the car door with your face? I'll learn one day. Today is Friday, July 21st. It's Oppenheimer Day and Barbie Day. The two movies that everyone is losing their fucking minds over. And I don't know anything about Oppenheimer, so I thought we would learn about him a little bit. I'm gonna be honest here. He's got a really, really long Wikipedia. He was a smarty pants. So I'm really bad with history, and I'm not gonna pretend that I know exactly what the Manhattan Project was. And I know a little bit about it. I know that it was the group of guys that put together the first, I think it was the first nuclear bomb that ended up bombing Hiroshima. And I guess they made a movie about this guy, which is great, because he seemed like a really, according to the Wikipedia, a really smart, maybe too smart for his time, gentleman. And it looks like he was kind of a character as well. It looks like he was really thin and gangly and smoked a lot of cigarettes and didn't have, he didn't really, I mean, I guess he like cared for people, but he was more about physics, which that's kind of comforting when you have someone really focused on that, because I don't know anything, and this guy did a lot of things for being alive during, he was born in 1904, so I don't know how all of these brilliant minds like him and Einstein, and how they did all of that. Like, how do you figure out nuclear fusion and everything, without technology, like without the internet. Like, how do you study black holes and quantum field theory and cosmic rays? Like, how do you start to do that with that? Like, you just crack open a book and you read about it. Who wrote that book? Like, who figured out? Like, it's so interesting to me, and I wish that I don't know. I wish I could like understand all of this stuff, because it's very fascinating. I've accepted I don't have the brain for all of this, and that's okay. I'm more of a creative mind. I doubt that we'll see in his Wikipedia that he ever tried to close a car door with his face. I can't even like smile right now, dude. Like, it it is hurting. But yeah, the movie, directed by Christopher Nolan, which as always is gonna be a huge hit and just fuck with everybody's minds. But this is based off of a guy, of a true story. So I don't know how much of the mind fuckery Christopher Nolan can get away with, because he tends to do that with all the fictional movies that he does. But yeah, I mean, he can do it. If anyone can do it, it's him. So I'm sure that he's blowing everybody's minds. Literally, there's gonna be like explosions in the movie, I would assume. So very exciting. I do want to see it. I haven't been to a theater, in a movie theater, since late 2019. I saw Doctor Sleep, and I think that it came out the month before, or like early in November, and I waited like 3-4 weeks to go see it on like a Wednesday morning, because I can't do movie theaters. Like, I love movies, obviously, but I fucking can't stand the people. I cannot stand them. And every single time that I go, I always manage to sit next to the couple that has to flirt the whole time. I can't get into the movie. I cannot get into it when all I hear is and it's just like that's the experience that I always get. Or there's a cougher, or I mean, you know, they can't help that, but it's something that I'll just focus on, and I can't get into the movie because I'm like, oh, this guy fucking, I notice he's coughing every 45 seconds, and it's like a short like the same cough or something. And I just every time that I go to the theater, I end up, right when I sit down, I'm like, this is gonna be different. It's gonna be different this time, and it never is. It never is. And I like find it funny when it starts, because I'm like, oh, there's the couple, there they are. Holy shit! How did I manage? I managed to get. There's 8 people in the theater, and because it's empty, the couple thinks it's okay to talk the whole time. It is not. When you go to a movie and you see a movie, shut the fuck up. Shut up. If you want to laugh when there's a funny part, if you want to gasp when there's a scary part, of course do that. But there's never been a time when I've gone to a movie and been like, this fucking guy telling these jokes to his girlfriend are hilarious. I can't wait. Like, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna tell like my family about this guy. Like, he should do stand-up. He's so fucking funny. I'm so glad that I paid like whatever movie tickets are, $14, to listen to this guy cracking jokes. Love that. I'm mad about this person that doesn't even exist right now. That's why I don't go to the movies. And I think the time before that, was I saw Godzilla in 2014. So I see a movie every, whatever that is, like 4 or 5 years. So I am due to see a movie in theaters. I don't know if drive-ins count, because I saw Jurassic Park in 2020 when COVID was happening. So I don't think that counts, because you could talk in your car and you could do whatever you want there. So the last time I was in a movie theater was Doctor Sleep in 2019. So there's a lot of good movies. I decided we're not gonna learn about Oppenheimer, because I don't want to give away. I don't even know what happened to him. It says that he did die. He died in 1967 at the age of 62. So I don't know if he died. I don't know how he died, and I don't want to talk about anything, because myself included, when I see the movie, I'd like to just kind of learn about him as I go. So we're not going to talk about him. I changed my mind. No Oppenheimer. But I'm sure that Cillian Murphy absolutely nails the role. But yeah, there's what is it? There's Barbie, Oppenheimer, and then the Ninja Turtles movie comes out next month, which is in like a week and a half. And then what else was there? The Mission Impossible and Spider-Man, I think. So yeah, a lot of choices. I might go to the theater and just like see 4 or 5 of them, and there's gonna be at least one that I have a good experience in. So I don't know. I prefer to wait till everything is. I can watch it at home. I know there's some movies that you kind of have to watch in a theater. I don't think that like Barbie is one of them that you would need to. But Oppenheimer is probably, because, of what the story is about, it's probably good to see. And it's Christopher Nolan, so you want to see that on the big screen. But I'm a Ninja Turtle fan, so I might just go see that. I don't know. I'm probably not gonna fucking go at all, because I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna get to the theater and be like, I don't even want to go in. I know there's gonna be the jokester next to me. There's gonna be the cougher. Someone's gonna be on their phone. I just don't get it. Like, why would you pay money and like disrupt the movie for yourself and for others? Like, especially since, for me anyway, I need subtitles now. I have to be reading as I'm listening, and because these movies don't have subtitles, I'm going to be paying extra attention. And if I miss a second, if I miss something, I'm going to immediately be like, fuck, I didn't hear what they said. Is that going to be important later on? And it's because of the guy next to me who is... And it's like, my ears want to know, like, what that, like, it's trying to figure out what they're saying as I'm listening to this. So when you're fucking mumbling, just, if you're gonna fucking talk, just talk, so I can at least hear that. Like, oh yeah, this is the greatest, this is a great part. I'd rather hear that than, because I'm like, what are you fucking saying, Bradley? Anyway, I wanted to talk about this Carlee Russell story, because this is fucking bonkers what's been happening. If you've been living under a rock, this young woman, 25-year-old nursing student, Carlee Russell, went missing for, I think it was like a little over a day, like a day and a half. She was in Alabama. She was on the freeway, and this was Thursday night, and she called 911 and said that she saw a toddler walking down like the side of the road, and oh, it's all over the place. It's just, it's fucking crazy. They finally put this timeline together, and it looks like it was all a it was a hoax. And she saw the toddler and was on the phone with 911, and then I guess she got off the phone with 911 and then called like her sister-in-law or something and was like, oh my god, there's a little kid here. And then sister-in-law said she heard Carlee scream, and then that was it. And in that time, Carlee was abducted and taken into, it's Alabama, so there's a lot of like woods and stuff over there, and then there's like, so it's the highway, and then there's all these like wooded area, and then there's a little neighborhood. So what a fucking mess. The entire TikTok community was posting their theories about what happened, and they released the what do you call it, the CCTV footage of her car coasting down the highway with her hazards on, and you couldn't really see what was happening, but you know, all the true crime people were like, oh yeah, if you zoom in, when you zoomed in, by the way, it's so blurry, it's so grainy, you can't see anything, but people are like, yeah, you can see someone kneeling down and someone come out from behind, you know, the freeway sign, and you could see someone kneeling down, you see someone go around the car, and then she goes into a ditch. All these theories. And then there were the people that were like, nah, something's not adding up. And regardless of what happened, don't be fucking saying that when someone is missing. Obviously, it's still being investigated, but all signs point to a hoax. But you can't, she's getting clowned on, which rightfully so. She upset a lot of people, especially a lot of black people that don't get this kind of coverage often for somebody that's missing. So when this happens, it's kind of like it looks bad because they're not going to take it seriously, and next time this happens, next time that a black person goes missing, it's going to be like, oh, Carlee Russell part 2, and it's like you can't do The Boy Who Cried Wolf with a community of people. You do that to the individual. If Carlee Russell goes missing again, that's The Boy Who Cried Wolf. But if there's another black woman that goes missing, that's not The Boy Who Cried Wolf. That's a separate situation, and it's gonna happen. People are gonna draw comparisons, and it's gonna be awful because there's gonna be someone that's missing, and the response is gonna be like, I don't know about this. Are we sure? And that's fucking shitty. And that's on Carlee right there. That was a shitty move. And it looks like the timeline is a couple days before she was Googling, do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? How to take money from a register without being caught? Birmingham bus station, one-way ticket from Birmingham to Nashville. And then she Googled the movie Taken. So these were all searches that were done the night that she disappeared. And I guess when she did disappear, she stopped by a Target and got some snacks. And about, what was it, like 25 minutes before her disappearance, she was getting these snacks. And yeah, it says she traveled in her car about 600 yards, which 6 football fields. That's a long time to be coasting on a highway next to a toddler. I feel like she probably would have gotten out, because like a toddler walking 6 football fields it's kind of long. And then the story that she told just kind of it didn't make much sense. She said that a man came out of the woods and mumbled that he was checking on the child, and then he forced her over the fence into a car. Next thing she remembers, she was being held against her will in the trailer of a truck of the man, and a woman was there as well, and they blindfolded her and fed her cheese crackers and played with her hair and undressed her. Russell said at one point she was put back into a vehicle, and then she was able to escape, run through the woods, and get home. So, just very interesting. And this is still going on. There's a chance that this happened, but it appears very unlikely based off of the fact that she was the only one that reported the child on the highway. No other cars on the freeway called in and saw this child. It was only her, that's kind of strange. But when it initially happened, that was not something that people should have been doubting. And I think that when people go missing like this, true crime has ruined a lot of people's ideas about true crime. And it's unfortunate because I think there's a disconnect from the reality of what's happening. And when people watch these videos and they try to piece together what happened, it's like, oh yeah, I think this is what happened. It's like, shut the fuck up. Not right now. This is not when you're doing your speculation and you're not trying to solve this case like it's a live streaming true crime story. Like, who was that one girl? Gabby Petito. That was a circus, man. People were going into her Instagram and going into like the archives and like going way back and like, did anyone look into this? Like, does anyone notice this? It's like, the FBI, the police, this is their job. When you say that kind of thing, it's not Law and Order. And it's good because people are boosting the story and they're getting it out there, which is good. But it's also really just it's awful because it's someone's family member. And I can't imagine like my brother going missing and people coming up with theories like my other brother and I had something to do with it, or if you go back in his Instagram page, you can see this picture of him with the caption a Johnny Cash lyrics or something, and it's like you're looking too fucking deep into this. That's not what it is. And with the Carlee Russell situation, I saw a lot of people that were they were posting like what to do if you're abducted videos, which again, it's good to talk about, but like let's wait to see what happens, because we didn't know, and we still kind of don't know. It looks like she had some kind of boyfriend problems because of what's been happening. Like she was tweeting the night of her going missing, and she was tweeting things about like love and wanting a family, and I don't know. It's just all bizarre, and like I said, everyone's clowning on her, and I think that's good. I think it's good for them to be doing that because it's a sense of relief, and the alternative of her actually missing and having been found dead is a lot worse. So if that's what people need to do, is make fun of the situation to deal with how stressful and how awful it was, rock on, baby. Bring on the memes. I've seen a couple that were really good, really creative. They had her face plastered on the Taken like movie poster. So, but yeah, it's good that she was found, I guess, and she's okay. I hope that if this was all some kind of hoax, I hope that everyone gets their money back if they, contributed to a GoFundMe. I don't know if there was a GoFundMe or not, but I feel bad for the neighbors that were freaked out and were physically looking for her, and were probably really upset. And it looks like she went to like a hotel and kind of was chilling there for a day or two. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure she's gonna get punished for this. I don't know if it's gonna be like a fine or jail time, but she's 25 years old. It looks like she's trying to do good. She's trying to be a nurse. So I hope that this doesn't stick with her for the rest of her life in a really bad way. I hope that I don't know what's going to happen with her job. It sounds like she was working at a spa as well, and she took like a bathrobe and some toiletries for the possible hotel stay. So it's just a kind of a shitty situation. So yeah, wow, what a week. I'm so sorry. My jaw's like really hurting, and I can't be as animated as I normally am, because like even smiling, like right up here. I don't know if I need to go to urgent care or not, because what are they gonna? They're gonna X-ray my face and be like, oh yeah, it's popped out of place. Like, let's put it back into place. I don't know. But now, like, when I feel it, I'm like, oh, it feels like it might be kind of big. Like, is it swollen? We'll see what happens. If next week is the last episode, how fitting that I can't continue. But you guys are you fucking suck, because you're all saying such nice things to me, and it doesn't help. It doesn't help me. And my buddy John texted me and said, wait a year. Give it a year. And he's so smart, and he's really... He had a podcast as well that I think that he stopped doing because he got really busy, but him saying that was enough for me to hear, because I was like, all right, yeah, he knows exactly what he's talking about. I don't even know what he's talking about, what he means. I didn't even ask. He just said that, and it made sense to me. But anyway, this all right, so this part of the show I might cut out, or I might leave in, depending on the permission that I get. But Nicole, she DM'd me, and it was really nice. She said, hey, do you think you're gonna post a new episode? This was last Saturday, because I was a day behind. And then like 2 hours later, after I posted it, I didn't see this message until after. She said, just saw it was posted, never mind. And I said, oh, thank you so much. And then she said, I enjoyed the last episode. I've gotten into a routine of listening while I paint D&D minifigures, because it feels like hanging out, listening to a friend talk. And damn you, Nicole. Why did you say that? Those are the messages that I get that mean a lot. And I don't know if I can, this figure that she painted is really, really cool. It's like this unicorn missing its like the midsection of its body. If Nicole gives me permission, I'm going to post a picture of it. But I don't know if this is like a personal thing for her. But she put her hand next to it for scale. And it's like, it's really small. And it's so detailed. You know what? Hey, Nicole. This is kind of weird, but I am recording right now and kind of talking about you, comma, is it okay if I share these pictures and talk about this? All right. So she sent the pictures and then I said, "Oh, this is so cool." And then she said, "Thank you. Looking forward to tomorrow's episode so I can add the final touches." Oh, and seal it up. So she's going to do the rest of it while listening to me tomorrow. So if she gives me permission right now, this is kind of like a Christopher Nolan situation. It's like Inception. If she gives me permission to talk about this right now, she is currently doing the final touches on it as she's listening to me talking about her tomorrow, doing the final touches on it. Nicole, you're doing a great job. I love the way that you are painting the little D&D horse. I don't know what D&D is, but you're doing a great job. I love it. I love his face. It's very I'm hesitant to call it creepy because I mean this in a good way. It's really creepy looking. Like it's a scary looking little figure, and I don't know what D&D is. Hey Nicole, it's me again, comma, what is D&D? I really hope that she replies. I'm gonna look this up in the meantime. D&D. Wow, what an episode. Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, okay, I know of that. I don't know what it is exactly. I think it's a board game, right? Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, they play that in Stranger Things. I'm pretty sure. Oh, she's about to reply. Oops. Nicole, I am literally right now recording and Googling Dungeons and Dragons. So yeah, anyway, Dungeons and Dragons is in case you don't know, is a fantasy tabletop role-playing game published in 1974. She says, "Hi, yeah, no problem. And yes, it's Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you. You're going to be on tomorrow's episode, kind of. Say hi." I hope she doesn't think I'm insane. Nicole, I hope that you don't think that I'm insane. She might a little bit. If she's been listening, she has an idea. So yeah, that's what Dungeons and Dragons is. Maybe. Awesome. That's so nice of you. All right. I'm gonna leave her alone. So yeah, she's gonna be painting. Oh, she put a little smiley face too. I think the next episode I'll put the finished product if she lets me. If she's cool with that. If she's cool with this as well. Okay, so all right. Now I'm extra excited for the episode. All right. Thank you very much, Nicole, to everybody. I don't know what's gonna happen. I never know what's gonna happen week to week with life in general. If you told me a week ago that I would have tried to close my car door with my face, I would have believed it, but I also would have been like, what? You never know. So I don't know what's gonna happen next week. I might record next week and just kind of accept that I need to stop doing this for a little while because I think it sucks. But people like Nicole keep encouraging me. That was really sweet of her. So that shit gets me, and I don't know. I know that feeling. I like knowing that I can provide that feeling as well. So that's the stuff that always like keeps me going with everything. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. In the meantime, thank you for listening. If you've made it this far, good job, Nicole. I hope this episode was long enough for you to where you got done with this. If not, I don't know, play it again. Thank you to the patrons and just everybody, baby. We love everybody. Thank you so much. Mr. Stu, you've been awful quiet, but is there anything that you would like to add? I said his name wrong? It's not Cillian Murphy, it's Cillian. No, it's not, I swear. It is not Cillian Murphy, it's Cillian. Agree to disagree. If you go to the movies to see Barbie or Oppenheimer or whatever movie you see, please shut up. Don't talk. Laugh. Gasp. Do whatever emotion that elicits that response, but don't talk during the movie. Nobody likes it, so don't talk during the movie. That's it. And return your shopping cart if you go to the grocery store, and don't close the door with your face, because don't do that. And we'll see you next week.